So maybe slightly a dramatic thumbnail, but it got you into the video, so let's talk. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel, to the video. My name is Steven and I am a second year dental student, and I wanted to sit down today and just have a conversation with you to give you a little bit of an update about my life in dental school and everything that's been going on lately. As much as I love making vlogs, and I actually plan to film one this coming Friday on a long day of lab, they're kind of difficult to do at times, and there's a lot of different things that can kind of cause me particularly to not make as many vlogs as I want to. But one of the goals of my channel is to document this entire experience of dental school, so I got to thinking, what are some of the other ways that I can do this? And then this video kind of came to mind. I've been having some thoughts lately just about the overall dental school experience that I've been having, and I kind of wanted to just continue documenting my entire dental school experience by including this video where I sort of just sat down and gave you my current thoughts that I've been having. Now, a little bit of background. So some of this actually stemmed from my conversation that I recently had on episode 13 of my podcast, the Teeth Time podcast, with the founder of DAT Bootcamp, Ari Said. And in this episode of the podcast, I asked Ari about the founding of DAT Bootcamp and just how that whole overall experience went down. And one of the questions I asked him was, so when was the point when you realized that DAT Bootcamp was actually going to be your future and it wasn't actually going to be dentistry, which is what you were in school for, studying at the time? This is what he told me.
That was probably between the second and third year of dental school. So I applied for a leave of absence for a year to go work on it fully. And it was at that point where I realized I was like, I probably am gonna work on this more than I will in dentistry. At that point too, I mean, I'd only gone through the first 2 years of dental school, and the first 2 years of dental school are simply not fun. They're not gratifying at all. Just before I actually got to the clinic and I could actually help patients and start seeing the benefits that I initially saw in that shadowing. So I was just like, dentistry sucks. This bootcamp is so much better. I love helping students. I love getting the emails.
Now, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. I don't think that what Ari is saying here is that dentistry actually sucks. I know that he says that, but what I think he actually meant was that at the time, he had these two things going on in his life, of course, outside of everything else. He had dental school and he had the creation of DAT Bootcamp, which was this new shiny thing that he had poured a lot of attention, time, and effort into, and he was starting to kind of see the potential of this thing. And this was coming directly after the first 2 years of his dental school experience, which, as he says in that clip, are very difficult and at times not very fun. And it kind of got me thinking about my own experience, and I can't help but to agree with him a little bit here. The first 2 years of dental school are very difficult for many reasons, and I think outside of just the school aspect of it, studying every day, and then the lab aspect of it, doing these intricate things with your hands and having these high expectations from professors to do something that you've never done before, I think the difficulty is realizing that this thing that you put so much time and effort into and you thought about and dreamed about for years is actually not maybe as glamorous as you thought it would be. As pre-dental students, the crown, the throne is dental school. It's everything that we want. It's everything that we work for. We put our entire lives into getting into dental school, it seems. And so when we actually get to school, what we really expect for this experience to be the thing that we were looking for all of those years. And in all honesty, it really isn't at times. And this has been a life lesson that I've had to learn. It kind of goes back to that classic saying of the grass is always greener on the other side. If I get to this next position in life, this thing that I've been striving for, then I'll be happy, then I'll have everything that I want. And honestly, that's just not really the case. Especially now in my second year of dental school, I've kind of realized that I don't really want to be in school anymore, just in life. I'm kind of tired of studying for exams and having this constant pressure of a looming test that seems to sit above my head and makes me feel guilty if I'm ever doing something that's not school related. And I'm really ready to just be away from this overall school experience that I've been in for my entire life since I can remember, essentially. And so what that leads me to do is to start thinking about my future and my career as a practicing dentist. And I start thinking the grass will be greener. When I get to be practicing dentistry, I'm gonna love my life. I'm gonna have actual income. I'm gonna, be able to buy things for myself and for my loved ones, and I'll be able to impact people daily and do all these things. And while I think that these things are true, it's kind of a pitfall to really think that I'll be happier at that point than I am right now. And I'm not unhappy by any means right now. I just don't necessarily love being in school anymore. And I think that's okay. Some of the frustration for me right now isn't just that I'm in school, but it's that we're kind of learning things that aren't actually dentistry specific at this point. A lot of it is more general medicine related. And so we're spending a ton of time, especially in courses like pathology and microbiology as well, learning about diseases that are affecting human beings every day that we won't ever treat. And while it's important to be aware of diseases and the medications that patients are treating, of course, as dentists, because we're treating these patients as well, it kind of feels at times like this isn't really the stuff that I need to know. And even in our dental specific courses, we do a bunch of things that we won't actually do every day as practicing dentists in private practice. An example of this is making dentures. As a private practicing dentist, typically your lab that you send off your work to is going to actually do all of these various steps for you in the creation of a denture. Now, of course, some dentists will do this work themselves because they love the artistry of it, or they just want to make sure they oversee every aspect of their patient's care. But for most dentists, they realize that they can spend their time more effectively actually in the chair working on patients and other procedures instead of doing all this lab work and putting all this time into the creation of a denture. So not only do we in dental school have to go through that entire process of making a denture, but we also have to make all the different types of dentures. So there are a couple of different types of occlusal schemes, and if you are a dental student or a dentist, you know what I'm talking about. But essentially they require different types of denture teeth that we would be setting, and there's different requirements for each, but we have to go through and do each one of them. So it's not like we're making one denture, we're actually making multiple. And for me, there's a little bit of frustration there. I have this natural thing where I'm like, I want to learn exactly what I'm going to be doing day to day, because I know that when I actually do get out into private practice, there's going to be this natural learning curve for me, and I'm gonna have to go through this process of actually learning what I'm doing. And so I'm kind of like, why am I spending this time now instead of just getting into that learning curve and getting to the next step of my career? So yeah, lately I've felt kind of that feeling of this isn't exactly what I want to be doing. It's also made more evident to me by the fact that I have this YouTube channel and I truly enjoy the YouTube stuff so much. Like, sitting down to make a video like this is still to this day extremely exhilarating for me, and I don't know if that's ever really gonna change for me. It's just honestly a hobby that I love doing. Something about the process of filming with a camera like this and then taking the footage and putting it into my computer and editing the footage, it's just like a really amazing thing for me. It's something I've always loved doing, and that's kind of part of the reason why I think the dental school side of my life right now is feeling a little bit bland maybe. So what is the point of this video? Why am I sitting here complaining? And I did think about this. I thought about how would this be received by my viewers? You know, what might they think? And one of the things that I thought about was, as a pre-dental student who's seeing this, you might think, well, look at this guy. He's where I want to be. He's a dental student. That's all I'm trying to do in life, and he's sitting here complaining. What I really hoped was that this wouldn't come off as complaining, but rather me documenting my true feelings about how things are going day to day. Because I think that all of you who are going through the process of becoming a dental student, you will have these feelings at one point or another. I don't know if it's gonna come in your D1 year, your D2 year, D3 year, whatever it is. So in a way, I hoped that this would sort of be something that you could see as kind of a forewarning of things that might come for you, and also something that would suggest here's a possible solution for you. Also, if you are a dental student, you're one of my colleagues right now, I hope that this would be another perspective for you to see, to realize that maybe if you're having these feelings as well, you're not the only one. So I don't want this to come across as me complaining. I am extremely blessed. I'm extremely excited to be a dental student. It's something that I thank God for every day, to be honest with you, because this was something that I wanted for a long time, and I just really pumped that I'm here. I'm really pumped that I'm actually doing it. Time is flying. I'm a second year dental student now, like almost, I guess, halfway through my first fall semester of D2 year. Things are just going by really quickly, and I am extremely thankful for all of these opportunities. But at the same time, I do feel the feeling of like, I can't wait to be at the next step. I can't wait to actually be treating patients. I can't wait to have my own practice, all of these things that I want in my future. But here's the solution. Here's a solution, a possible thing that we can think about. It's important to try to cherish and enjoy every single day that we have on this earth. It's now September 15th, 2021, which means we just had the 20-year anniversary of the events of the 9/11 attacks in New York City. And I don't bring this up to kind of bring the mood down or anything, but I bring it up because that is a really sobering reminder that life is extremely short, and we truly never know the day when it's going to end for us. What that means is that every single day for us should be an attempt to do great things. Of course, number one for those around you, and then number two for yourself. I think this is a pertinent message for someone like me right now, because I think at times I feel like this period of my life is just sort of another stepping stone, and nothing of major consequence can happen in this period of time. But that is honestly not true. Each and every day, I hope to make small improvements in myself, we'll say 1% improvements in myself, so that over time, in the long run, I am a much better person having experienced all of these things. And so while dental school might not be super exhilarating for me, and I might not necessarily be loving every single day of it, it is something that I am learning from every day. I'm super pumped and excited to be in this position, and I tell myself to just try to enjoy the little things and make the most out of each day. So I don't know if that was a coherent message. Maybe I just kind of rambled, but I'm pretty good at rambling, so hopefully the message was received well by you. And if you have your own thoughts or comments on this matter, maybe you've experienced this in undergrad, or you've experienced it in dental school, or maybe you just want to know more about it, let me know in the comments. And a couple of lighthearted updates. I did get a haircut. I have had long hair for the past year, essentially, mostly the past year. And so this might look a little bit different, me looking actually professional and respectable. So that's one thing. The other thing is that this channel is dangerously close to hitting 4,000 subscribers. And if you've watched the past couple of videos, you will have seen that I am talking about this 4,000 subscriber giveaway that I'm gonna do once we hit that number. I'm really pumped for this giveaway. I keep talking about it because I'm so excited for it. I'll be actually filming the video announcing the giveaway here in the next couple of days, because we're gonna hit 4,000 very, very soon. But in that giveaway, I'm gonna be giving away a full entire set free of charge of Janu scrubs, the greatest scrub makers out there in the land. And so one of you who enters that giveaway will be lucky enough to win a pair free of charge, your size, your style, your color, all of those things in the giveaway. So stay tuned for that. Also, like I said in the beginning of this video, I will be filming my entire day on this coming Friday of lab. So we have lab from 8 to 5 essentially. It is a super long day. We have it every Friday. It's awful, but I'll show you what we're doing in lab for 8 hours on that day. And that will be finally my return to vlogging, which I haven't been doing a ton of lately. But as always, my friends, I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And if you made it through my rambling in this video, that means you're someone who actually cares about what I have to say, which is honestly an honor to me that you really do care like that. So thank you as always. And as I typically say, I will see you in the next video.